So 2 gigs, Kununurra, Darwin. 1 gig made me want to chuck it in, and the other gig makes me want to do it forever. The RISE grant that we got that enabled us to tour remotely along with venue availabilities meant that unfortunately we had to fly into Darwin, and instead of playing a gig in Darwin, we had to drive 10 hours to Kununurra, play Kununurra, and then the next day drive 10 hours back to play Darwin. Fortunately, the drive to Kununurra was absolutely amazing, like beautiful cliff tops and just the open desert, the open road and beautiful rivers. It was really something special. I strangely ended up in this mood that I couldn't shake, like right up until we rocked up to Kununurra, but the good, friendly, welcoming vibes we got from Kununurra Hotel definitely helped, and we had a good sound check, and I'm thinking, all right, we're coming out of it. And just before I get on stage, tech problems, the whole front house system and fallback system gone. Default settings, everything back to 0, which meant the sound guy and Tom had to desperately try and remember what those settings were that we created during sound check, and a lot of the mix was formed throughout the first 3 songs. In terms of the crowd, it was a quiet night. You have those nights on tour, but there were 2 distinct types of people in the audience. There were the peeps that wanted to connect to the deeper aspects of the set, and then there were others that just wanted to drink and have fun and move. So I found it a little difficult to choose which way I wanted to lean, and pair that up with being in a weird mood. I just couldn't shake the mood. It was doing my head in until the very end, when everybody's up on the dance floor, and apparently, Man on Fire has healing powers and makes people want to twerk. Much as what it was a really tough gig for me on stage, it was hard not to just be super stoked with the amount of joy the gig obviously brought the people in the audience. So after the gig, we're preparing ourselves to drive to Darwin, completely forget about the 1.5 hours that we would lose because of the time difference, right? So we're up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 hours sleep, we're all waking up those first couple hours on the road again. The scenery was just absolutely amazing, but I won't lie, I was still kind of in that mood, but Cowboy Delirium hit in the van, thanks to James Van Cooper. I mean, what the? And it's hard not to smile when you got that around you. So we get to the Railway Club, and as soon as I stepped foot into that venue, I knew it was going to be a great gig. The staff, the production, looking around at the place, you can tell it's made for music. There's so much heart. And I was right, the killer turnout, and it felt like we're all on the same page, kicking off the set and then going to some deeper places as well, and then rocking it out at the end. It was always so awesome to see people dance to your music as well, and seeing them lose themselves. And there was a lot of magic between the 3 of us on stage as well, and I reckon that was because we made a decision before we got up on stage that despite how tired we were just going to surrender and have faith that the music was going to carry us through. And it did. It was absolutely smoking. And talk about victory when we got off stage as well. Big band room hugs. It was a really special night. Although, even though you feel incredibly invincible at the end of a set like that, nothing like having to cart your gear up 8 stories to bring you back down the ground. This weekend has been a reminder that you're just going to have gigs that are hard work, and there's going to be other gigs where you're flying high. It's also a reminder that it's not just about you, it's about the experience that you bring to the people. Next stop, Alice Springs, Adelaide, and Mount Gambier.